I just moved to Lisbon, Portugal from the United States of America last Monday. So today makes exactly a week of living in another country. And I moved for a variety of reasons. The largest being I wanted to immerse myself into another culture. And I chose Portugal because it has a lot of history, and I've learned a lot about their history before I came here, and I really wanted to do it in person. I wanted to go to the libraries, I wanted to go to the monasteries, I wanted to go to all these different places and just learn about what has gone down in Portugal. And with that being said, I'm really trying to focus on actually talking to locals. And I'm starting to learn that there's two different types of locals. And I'm speaking in absolutes right now, and there's obviously going to be outliers here, but this is my experience. And again, it's only been a week, but there's either people who are thrilled to have you here and visiting and moving here, or there's people who really are not a fan of it. And the ones who are not a fan of Americans or just people from different countries moving to Portugal is because it is seriously driving up the prices of their own country and where they were born and raised. So much so that people can't even afford to live here anymore because Portugal is not a very rich country. And so the salaries that they receive isn't enough to keep up with the rent prices and the home prices and the cost of food. I met a man last night at this really incredible pizza place, and he told me he's the manager of it, and they seem to be really popular. They were so busy. And he was like, yeah, we were just chatting, and he's like, yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago my rent was only $500 and now it's $1,700. Can you imagine what that would be like? I mean, your pay is not increasing, but your cost of living is. So I started to think to myself, why are we okay with things like this? Why don't we speak out about things that are massively unfair? And I don't mean that from like a toddler point of view. I really started to meditate on this last night and this morning, and I'm thinking to myself, we have all these women, children, and veterans around the world starving. They don't have homes, they don't have food, they have nothing. But you go to a prison in America, and with our taxpayer dollars, all of these convicted felons who have done extremely heinous crimes are getting 3 meals a day and they have a roof over their heads. Why are we okay with that? With our taxpayer money, these people have a roof over their heads and 3 meals a day. Yet the people in Portugal are being driven out by people just like me. I'm guilty of it. I'm part of the problem. And people in Africa are starving to death. The veterans in the US are on the street, and people can't afford to live. Yet we're okay with our money paying for prisoners to not only have a roof over their heads, but 3 meals a day. So that just is despicable to me. It truly is. And if you believe in God-given rights, if you believe in natural-born rights, and if survival is a right, then why does survival have a price? Why is it only if you can afford it? Why is it, survival is your right if you're behind bars? That doesn't make sense to me, and that needs to change.